What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle. Today in the world of indie games, we're going to be playing around with a title called Holomento. This is a weird one. This is a real weird one that's hard to call because it's one of those games that has like a finely spread layer of jank across like every part of it. Yet at the same time, the core idea of what they're getting to here is actively pretty good. And so anyways, we're going to dive on into the game for about 30 minutes right now and see if it's something you wanted to add to your wish list or if it's something that you would rather pass on. If after watching this you wanted to get the game for yourself, I got a link for you down below in the description. The game's currently in early access and just had a big content dump that added a bunch of things to the game. Aside from that, you'll also find a link to my Discord and my Twitch stream if you wanted to hang out live. But what is Holomento? Holomento is effectively answering the question, what if we took Risk of Rain and we converted it into an open world RPG? And then on top of that, we gave it like a healthy dollop of Souls-like mechanics, in the respect that you can open up doors and things that remain open in between your deaths. So at its core, this game is a roguelike. When you die, you lose pretty much everything, and you start back at the beginning of the game trying to do your path again. But where the game gets kind of interesting is that every door that you opened and every gear that you turned and every gate that you left open during your last run will remain, and then some of the level ups will remain on some of your gear as well as you go through and play multiple times. And so it's a game about stacking lots and lots of items to get synergies, a la something like Risk of Rain in an open world where your gear is constantly getting reset when you die. But on top of that, it's also got these little roguelike mechanics that make you respawn and restart and go back through again with you opening up paths. And then on top of that, it's got a very healthy dose, in my opinion anyways, of exploration. The game is just begging you to explore it, and there are little nooks and crannies and like paths all over the place. And some of these paths are going to have vendors, some of these paths are going to have dungeons and side bosses and things of that nature. The side bosses you do or don't choose to do will also give you gear that will add onto your character. As you can see right now, I've got a bunch of lanterns on my character. I've got like a glowing armband right there. I've got candles hovering all around me. I've got a beetle bug and a book that are hanging out with me. Your character gets pretty sophisticated by a couple hours on into this game. And so there's a lot of interesting things and kind of like a blend of mechanics that they're playing around with in this game that like definitely takes some getting used to, but I think that if you open your mind on up to it, the jank that's in here, while it does give me momentary pause at the end of the day, I have found it to be largely like forgivable, I suppose. I haven't found myself too angry at the jank, even when it results in like a character death, just due to the fact that there's so much to explore and so much to play around with. There's a bunch of quests that I've come across so far. I have completed none of them. I have no clue where a lot of the quests are at. The quest doesn't give you a whole lot of guidance. We've got a guarded treasure in the burned out mansion. This one's not really a secret, but only a complete fool would go toe-to-toe with the behemoth. If you somehow defeated that thing, then this treasure is well earned. I just snuck around it, but I don't think it's going to fall for it twice. Is there a treasure over here? I mean, I killed the big guy, the behemoth or whatever. I really like that character, that giant skeleton that has a parapet tower on his back covered in archers that all shoot at you. Like, I think that's a really cool enemy design right there. But I don't see a treasure or anything up here, but I do see a house. It looks like it's in a little bit of a rough state. As far as I can tell, this game is in a state of post-apocalypse, where most of society has been annihilated and shattered, and there's mostly just nomads all over the place, so a new location has been discovered and added to your map. Okay, what kind of location is it? Is there maybe like a little path or something that allows me to sneak around the back? I don't think I can go that way. As far as I've tested it so far, there's no fall damage. And in fact, the game, I think, does expect you to launch yourself off a cliff from time to time in order to get after more tenacious treasures. But, ooh, there's a little treasure pile right there. I wonder what the note was referring to, though. Like, I took out the behemoth, and it said there was a treasure back here. But I don't see anything. From where I'm sitting right now, in case you're wondering where I started out, by the way, I started out way over there, kind of like up in those castle ruins on the other side of them. The game is contiguous. There are load screens in between zones, but they've got the map built in such a way where you can look back on the area where you came from and still see it, even though you went through a load screen. What's up with this house over here? Is there anything interesting about this house? Some bad guys down right there. We could, like, death from above them. The combat in this game, very, very simple. Nothing too complex. Your left click will give you, like, a melee combo. It's a little bit wonky and janky, so I fall back almost entirely on ranged attacks. With every single weapon in the game, you can hold down right click, and every weapon in the game, be it a sword or a stave or whatever, what have you, will all have a ranged attack on it as well. There are multiple characters you can play. I only have this character for right now because you've got to, like, get to certain locations and lose after you've arrived at those locations in order to unlock the new characters. But we've got a couple of keys down in here. An old gate key. A key to unlock the old wooden gate near the Eventide Chateau. Okay. Haven't really found any keys thus far, so I suppose that's some kind of useful. This is like, what, a mill? Is it jammed or anything? Like, can I fix it? It sounds like it's jammed. Is there, like, refuse or something in the way? That seems like a really dubious place to put your desk. I don't know. I don't think that's OSHA approved. All right, well, we've got two keys that are cryptically kind of referring to gates being near chateaus or being near lush valleys or things of that nature. I'll have to take a look around and see if I can find them, but for the moment, I don't know exactly where I want to go. I don't think I've gone back and in this way just yet, so let's have a little look and see if maybe there's anything interesting transpiring on this side. It looks like that just loops back to the library. Okay, I think I had a quest to clear out the ruins. Let me go talk to the quest giver real fast. The map is spotted with random people, and at some point I'm guessing we rebuild this town too, and then when you die, the town will still have the upgrades that you've put into it, like providing you with the services and things that are going to be required. You do get XP in this game. There are no level ups. But your gear levels up. So everything from the weapon you have equipped all the way down to the armor that you have equipped will level up. Don't get too excited. The armor in this game seems to mostly be tied to character. You can get item drops like armor and things off of enemies, but from what I've seen so far, they always add XP to your armor rather than being like a new piece of armor that you put on. So after consulting the old quest list, it says that I'm supposed to be finding the mayor around here somewhere. I also discovered that I can swim. There's also a fishing minigame, just in case you wanted to hang out and try to catch some fishies. Can I not go over here? There we go. Yeah, you could play a fishing minigame if you want. You can throw out a fishing rod. I don't know exactly how much this helps my character, but, like, you could fish. This goes to the West Woods. I don't know if this is exactly where I would think a mayor would be at, but it does look like we've got a bunch of shadowy characters over here. Who are these guys? Best of luck out there. The star on your compass marks the journey's end. It's your way out of the hollow. Malor guide you on your quest. Leave me alone. You've always got to have the friendly guy in the bash, don't you? What does this say? Eventide Pass and the coast of the endless sea. Let's get rid of all these skeletons that are up on the walls real fast, just to make life a little tiny bit safer. That's sealed tightly shut, so we're probably going to have to find another way to advance to get on in there. I see a couple of big bad guys down this way. I've mostly been wandering around. The game doesn't really give you a whole lot of guidance to go along with. There are no quest markers. There is really just like a bare bones map that you have, and you use that to kind of figure out sort of where you're at. Okay. Big guy with big gnarly sword. Fair. Just kind of stay out of the way of him, yeah. I'd rather not die right here. Restarting at this point seems like that would be a little bit frustrating. I'm pretty far into the game. Well, I'm not like crazy far into the game, but I'm reasonably far into the game right now, and so I'd rather not die and have to restart over for the beginning. But maybe that would be good for you to see so that you can see what the beginning of the game looks like when you start out with just a fireball. The coast of the endless sea. Yep. Coast of the endless god rays. Coast of the endless volumetry. Alright, let's kill off some of these slimes over here. What I really want to do is I really want to find a vendor. I'm sitting on top of a lot of money right now, and so being able to buy a whole bunch of relics I think would just be incredible. Like, make our character crazy OP. Wipe them all out. Let's take a look down the coast and just sort of see what we find. There's no telling. Whole bunch of slimes is what we find down this way. The game does have healing methods. There are a number. Oh, I got 2 health potions. Nice. That's really, really nice. I was running low. as I was saying, there are potions in the game. One of them happened to drop right at the right moment so that you could see what that looks like. But we've got a whole bunch of different potions here. They do everything from like raise your damage to heal you for like 50 health. I've been purposefully not taking risks because I was out of health potions, and some things in this game just absolutely thump you. Like they'll hit you for a good 3/4 of your health, and so you gotta kind of like watch out. We got a treasure chest over here. What's in it? A bottle of embers. Briefly turn into... Yeah, I think I already have a number of these. You do get artifacts that give you special abilities, so I can turn into an ice ball, for example. I can turn into a fireball, which never materialized. Remember, I said there's a solid veneer of jank across this entire title, and it looks like we found another bonfire over here, too. Can I get you something to eat? I would love something to eat. What you got, like burritos, esquites? What you got over here? I've got my favorite book on me. Do you have one too? Well, I mean, I've got like this book that floats behind my butt. I don't know if that counts, but I've got it. That goes to Frigid Fjord. That's the new map that they added on into the game. They've added a new map prior to the recording of this video, which is what inspired me to come back to the game. Either way, though, until we find the mayor, I don't know exactly what our goal is here. There's a lighthouse over that way. Maybe we go the other way down the beach and just, like, investigate and see what the lighthouse does. I get the feeling that this is one of those games that will probably... So, like, if you're into Souls-like games, but, like, you don't mind that the combat is simplistic and not really, like, super crazy skill-based, it's mostly hack and slash. Like, it's the sort of game that puts a bunch of stuff on the horizon and expects you to go, like, look at it and just be like, what is this? And then it'll give you little prompts that sort of, like, move you up the chain to get stronger and figure out where you need to go next. Now, that's always going to be a little bit of a challenge given the lack of kind of like a functional map or anything else. So you do have a map. It tells you kind of where you're at, but there's not really anything on it. You see what it'll occasionally put like a camp or something on there. But as far as I could tell, we win the game by getting over there, and the journey of how you get there is kind of the title. As far as weapons go, there's all kinds of things to play around with. I've had everything from broadswords to rocket launchers. The game definitely doesn't take itself too seriously. There's weapons that are effectively like an artillery cannon that you carry around with you. I've had rifles, I've had pistols, halberds, spears, bows. You name it, it's inside the game. And in fact, a lot of it is on rare loot tables too. So for example, every single one of these skeletons you see running around, if the skeleton has a bow, there's a solid chance that skeleton will drop a bow. If the skeleton has like a halberd, there's a solid chance that skeleton will drop a halberd. And in fact, the game is pretty forthright about all of its drop chances. You can go to the equipment menu, and inside the equipment menu, you can take a look at every item you've ever played with throughout the course of all of your runs, and it'll tell you what the drop rate chance is of that item from all the various mobs that you're fighting throughout the game. And so you can actually kind of target farm a little bit too if you want to. We've got a gambling stone over there, I think. This lady reads your fortune. $100, sure, read my fortune. Let me take a look into my crystal ball. Ooh, it's done. I see. It seems the stars haven't changed. Your path remains the same and your luck unchanged. Remember, luck is only temporary. Should you take a break on your journey, the stars may realign in your favor. So I guess we're just probably gambling for a stat increase of our luck stat with her. I did want to check and see what was up with this lighthouse. Like, it's a fairly prominent, I guess, fixture. I can donate 250 wood and it will fix the path. Can I not go up the rocks over here? It kind of felt like, okay, there's an invisible wall right there. So I've got to donate enough wood to reactivate the entrance, and it looks like that gives us access to a loot spot and a chest over there in future runs. All right. And this kind of feels like one of those games where you piece together what the right path is as you play more and more and more. Bees! You piece together what the right path is. So what is this over here? Where does this go? That goes to Lush Valley. I have a key to a gate in Lush Valley. Okay, so after a lot of looking around, I think I found the mayor. He's up on this little balcony in the house right there. Good to see you again, young man. Did you clear even fall of monsters? Yeah, I killed him. I'm flabbergasted. You're more virile than you appear. You know it, baby. You know it. I am Mayor Bankton. My old family trade is in money and accounting. Now that you've managed to clear out the monsters from town, I would love to help you out however I can. It may take a little while, but we will set up a bank for you to use and rebuild what we may in town with what we have at our disposal. Thank you, good traveler. All right, cool, man. I came up to the front door and was like, well, I guess I can't get into the naked lady statue, and then just sort of gave up. Oh, yeah, by the way, while I was looking around, there is fall damage. All right. There is consequential fall damage off some of the bigger jumps, so just, like, watch out for that. Either way, we've got one of the quests finally knocked out for some kind of persistence in between runs. It said it rebuilt a bridge or something, too. I think as we do quests for the townsfolk, we can, like, fix this area up so that it becomes more easily traversable. I'm also kind of curious if I have to clear the monsters the second time I come through and redo the quest. These are stockpiles right here. You can dump the stuff that you found while you're running around the game in order to, like, rebuild buildings and things of that nature. So if you see a stockpile around anywhere, just, like, throw your resources at it. They seem to be preserved in between runs. So it's never a bad idea just to dump your stuff whenever you see one of the stockpiles, just to make some kind of tangible progress towards the future. I guess we'll just transition into the next zone. Since I've already done the Rat King on camera the last time we checked out this game, I'm not really interested in doing it again, because that's a big dungeon that takes a while to get through, and it ate up like the entire last time we covered the game. The Tranquil Trail, well, let's hope that it stays that way. I would love for it to be tranquil as much as possible. A couple of archers and things over here. Let's light them up real quick. Most of the combat in this game is going to boil down to backpedaling while firing. There's not really a whole lot of strategy or craziness to it. Oh. Stop that. Bunch of slimes over here, too. All right, got that one. Hey. Get hit by my flaming blade, sir. 2 speed potions. Think I can live with that? Oh, wow, there's a whole bunch of guys down here. This is about to be a mess. Okay, well, let's pinch this turd before it gets worse. The shield guys, you gotta hit them in the head. It took me forever to figure that out. I was like, dude, why would they put a mob in the game that's immune to all damage? I've been hitting this guy so much, and yet he doth not die. The secret is you've got to kind of like arc your shot over the top of their head, and you got to get it over the top of their shield and get them in the head. If you can pull that off, we got another energy shield generator right there. I already have 2 of those. There it is right there if you wanted to see what that looks like. So there's 7 lanterns, and if I find all 7 lanterns, it opens that up and get a shot at. I do like the enemy placements in this game. There's a lot of little details in the world building that are quite good. Like the world design is very, very nice in this title. They seem to subscribe to sort of like that Nintendo playbook where it's like put it on the map and let them see it, and then they'll work their way over there. Can I talk to this guy? He's blacksmithing. Enjoying your time in the hollow. I don't know if enjoyment is the way that I would put it. I seem to be doing an awful lot of like PTSD-inducing combat and dying before I wake up at previous locations where I've already been just to do it all over again. I've got some serious Groundhog Day action going right now that I don't know how to sort of just like stop in its rotation. If you know how to do that, let me know. I would love to no longer be reliving the exact same day over and over and over and over again. At first, it sounds really awesome, but then it gets really, really kind of like, yeah, I'd rather not die over and over and over again. A few more slimes taken care of. Where does this gate go, and does it open from the other side? Bees! Honey is basically you get money from it if you loot the little honeycombs. Key to Lush Valley. Lush Valley hasn't been doing very well recently, full of skellies and elementals, but it's a fair sight better than what's on this side. Turtle Rock will be safer. It only has to deal with gobbers than whatever started ringing the cathedral bell again. I'm taking the key back across the river to Evenfall. Well, I had the key to that, so that's one of the gates that we were supposed to open with one of our keys. So that looks like it just gives us access to Lush Valley from this side. We've got another gambling stone over here that I'm tempted to play around with. And I think, in fact, I may just... All right, gambling stone. $10, $1,400, $2,000. What you got for me? A rusty sword and shield. I mean, it attacks faster, but, like, ours is leveled up higher. So I don't think I want it right now. What does that say? The Skellies won't find me down here, but if they do, hug the wall and head down towards the scar. I left my treasure and mining equipment there. Okay. There's another lantern, so that's 3 out of the 7 that we found now. One of these graves has to, like, open, right? There's no way that one of these doesn't open and become, like, an entrance to, like, a dungeon or something. It's got to. It looks like there's a conspicuous little door in the middle of the crypt. Traveler's boots. I'll take that. I think I'm pretty much maxed out on my boots, but a mining spot. Could definitely use that. So this is the mining minigame. You will find minigames throughout this title that will allow you to gather materials for rebuilding the town. I know that when you see the prompt and it's like you need 80 stone to rebuild this, it looks really daunting. But this minigame doesn't really seem to end unless you screw up and miss, which that one counted like a miss right there. So we got 19 stone out of that, which is good. I think I needed 40 for the bank back in town to get it rebuilt. And I think every time we get reputation with the town... Uh-oh, am I stuck? Handy dandy unstuck key. You will be using the unstuck key in this game. I have gotten stuck more times than I can count on one hand. And so when I checked and I noticed that there was an unstuck key, I was very, very happy about it. Are you guys, like, dangerous? Or is there just, like, a lot of you over here? Suppose this might be an okay time to check out what exactly my 2 key does. Not exactly sure what my 2 key just did for me right there. We'll get into the thick of it, though, and whomp some monsters here. Not a lot of impact on the melee attacks. Definitely could be ramped up a little bit. I think that the attack animations could show a little bit more weight, a little bit more density, a little bit more gravity to them. Who is that dashing fellow in the cape holding the big revolver? How handsome. I can't seem to find a name anywhere on the statue, but I will find out who the charmer is. I mean, I don't see a statue at all, but we've got another fortune teller lady over here. I don't think I need a fortune teller lady right now. But there's the big spooky building on this side. What is that place? The Old East Church, and that goes to a temple. Well, I see one of our lanterns over here, so we should probably go interact with that real fast. Enemy variety seems okay. There's a lot of wolves, skeletons, elementals, floating skull things. There's about 1 million different varieties of Skeletor that all do different stuff. Perfect. Wipe them out real fast. There's got to be something lootable around here, dude. I'd be shocked if there's not. There's a beehive over there. There's a little bit of stone on this side. Probably take that, too. Another gambling shrine right there, just in case that's what you're into. I would consider the gambling shrine. Can I not go that way? It looks like there's inexplicably an invisible wall right there. All right, well, summon the bees. I require the honey for the monies. There we go. I just jumped across that way. Seemed to work a little bit better. I don't know if I can zigzag my way up these rocks right here. The Scar of the Lowlands. Looks pretty Scar-like. I'm getting shot at from down there, though, so I don't think I want to go that way. Any wood or anything around here? I need more stuff for rebuilding them. I want to rebuild the bank. It says it lets me save some of my money in between runs, which would be really helpful. There's a vendor right next to where you spawn at the beginning of the game that'll, like, sell you equipment, and you can get some pretty serious rad equipment right at the beginning of the game if you got the cash to actually be able to swing it. This time around, I didn't get anything good on the starting vendor. I don't know where this goes. Where's this go? Torin Temple. Oh, wow, we completely and totally, like, changed biomes here. The inhabitants of Torin Temple welcome travelers from far and wide. You can begin your journey in the Torin Temple. Where is Torin compared to everything else that's over there? So it looks like eventually we're going to have to build a bridge right there to get to that upper zone and actually complete our quest. Doesn't seem to be anything too wild and crazy over here. There is a shield guy right there, though, that makes me kind of nervous. Not crazy in love with shield guy over here, but it looks like he's mostly just trying to give us the bonks. I got to hit him in the head enough times that he goes down. And he's got the HP of a freight train over here. Ow. I've been smote. Health potion, please. Thank you. And he's down. Did he drop anything? He didn't drop anything. I know that he can drop his greatsword or whatever because I've seen it drop on other runs. And he can drop like a higher quality greatsword that could probably replace what we've got going on here. Torajin camp on this side. Oh my god. Guy with rapiers. Okay. I am now running for my life. I am afraid. There's nowhere else to go. This may be the end of the line for us. And that wolf. That wolf's running us down right now. There. Well, I thought I had him. I stopped attacking because I thought he was dead. Can I have one of those rad-ass rapiers? No. They look really cool. I like the basket hilts on those. What happens if I go all the way up to the temple? Has this been taken over by the bad guys too? Lots of stone over here, which is great because I need, like, a ton of it. Cool. A couple more wolves down. The miner's pickaxe increases stone resource generation. Hell yeah. I'll definitely take that. That'll make life a lot easier. Tiles are the one thing that I'm missing here. I think we have enough stone, and I think we have enough wood to make this thing happen. But I need more bricks and things, too, in order to build the building up. Am I being shot at? I saw a red line. 2 tiles. I'll take 2 tiles. That's better than 0 tiles, which is what I have. I don't know what that is. Oh my god. Okay, they're security towers. Fair enough. I'm just gonna, like, run away and break line of sight, because that feels like a smart thing to do right now. I like this map. This map's kind of laid back. Like I said, the world design in this game is really, really good. I've thoroughly enjoyed exploring all throughout this game. I think there's a lot of work to be done with, like, the quest prompting and helping the player figure out exactly what it is they're supposed to be doing at any given time. Damn, we just got, like, 15 tiles, too. Oof, we might be able to make something happen here if I could track down some wood. I bet you I need to go into the forest to get wood, though. I bet each of these zones has, like, a thing it focuses on. What can I do for you today? Oh, it's a temple? Welcome to the Torin Temple Bank. What can I do for you? Oh, sweet, dude. I can actually, like, deposit things here. We also have stonks. Yeah, throw 5 grand in there. Why not? It's always good to have something good right there. Oh, the interest rate went up when I put it in there. So is that the amount of money I get in between runs? Interesting. We'll have to figure all this out. There's all kinds of weird little things going on. Never been to this zone before. I always go in different directions, and the game has, like, so much meat on it. To put it in perspective, I've been playing for about 3 hours right now. I've died twice during that 3 hours and had to restart from the beginning. What is this stockpile for? Doesn't say. As with the rest of the game, you never quite know what you're getting out when you play around with this stuff. Treasure chest up here, though. Definitely take that. A bolt-action rifle. So it's got much faster projectile speed. It's basically half the damage that we currently have right now. I mean, there's nothing wrong with equipping it, I guess. Oh, I can zoom in. It's like a sniper rifle. That's kind of cool. I'll probably keep my sword, though. Unless I can't get back to my sword. Sorry, I guess I'll keep my halberd. This is not a sword. I know what objects are and what they look like. What do you guys do over here? You restock potions? Hell yeah, I could always use more potions. I'll take as many health potions as you'll allow me to stack up. I don't know how many I'm allowed to have, but, like, having 11 of them feels a lot safer than where I am right now. What do you... I've got wares if you've got coin. Well, I just deposited all of it in the bank. But if you've got anything spicy, I'd go for it. None of it's really better than what I have right now. What's on the backside of town over here? I see you have a little trail that goes to... Oh, it's the rapier guys. Fantastic. We should be able to get them trapped up in this hallway, though. They do like a little dodge roll thing. I think if I can get them into the hallway, we may be able to get some damage off right here. They've got iframes while they do that little side roll, and so these guys are really annoying in an open field. But if you can get them trapped up in a hallway, they're not so bad. Please die now. Thank you. Can I hit you in the head? A little bit. Not a lot. I don't think I'm asking for much. Does my stuff keep leveling up? Because it looks like it's capped out to me. Who knows? Either way, my stuff levels up. They get more stats on it. You can look at all your gear down here. And every time it levels up, you get like more HP and stuff. It's not much. It's only going to be like 10 HP once you max out the set. But... Ow. He bit me. That's a bad dog right there. Dogs should never bite, as is the covenant. We feed you. We house you. We give you tummy scrubbins. And all that we ask is that you do not bite us, and that is what separates you from the savage wolf that lives outside the city gate. You ever think about that? I have big dogs. Like, I'm a big dog person. I like large dogs. And so I have a big dog. Several big dogs, in fact. About 200, 250 pounds of big dog live in my house. You ever think about the fact that if the dog wanted to, it could just, like, maul the shit out of you? And there'd really be, like, nothing you could truly do about it. Like, he's equipped better for war than you are. And yet he, like, lays on the floor and, like, farts and eats dinner and just, like, crashes on the couch under a Snuggie with you. I don't know, I think about that all the time, how weird that is. That over, like, 50,000 years, we just took, like, a wild animal. And now it lives in your house, and it eats your food, and it pays no rent. But it's kind of, like, fuzzy. And for some reason, you like being around it. What is this? The Swift Raven. It looks like it gives me attack speed and projectile speed. Oh, he sits on my shoulder. Hell yeah. I have a raven now. My bullets do feel faster. Welcome to Sultry Spa. Do you want a spa pass? You're unfamiliar with the spa. Let me give you a rundown. Okay. It's a sacred natural hot spring. It costs $50 and it gives you access to the spa for as long as you want. All right. Do I get healed or something? I did purchase a spa pass, didn't I? I said that I wanted one. I'm guessing this isn't implemented in early access because when I say I want a pass, it doesn't deduct money or anything. So I'm guessing that's not fully in the title just yet. That building's on fire over there. How do I get across that rad bridge? And that's sort of what, like, makes you play this game much longer than you expected to play it, despite the fact that everything in it is, like, hyper janky. Like, this is one of those titles like Outward where I feel like you're either going to love it or you're going to hate it. Like, the moment you play it, you're going to be like, this is too janky for me. I don't want to play this anymore. It's kind of wonky. The targeting is weird. Like, the enemies seem to get hits on me from time to time that I don't feel were justified. But there's also that half of you that's like, if you're into exploration like I am, like, to me, an RPG can have no storyline whatsoever. It can just give me, like, a big giant world to interact with and, like, explore and rebuild. And that's where this game's kind of got its hooks in me. And I kind of, like, dig what I'm looking at, right? Is he dead? Okay, he died. He just, like I said, janked out on us right as he died and didn't play his death animation. Anything down? You always got to check these little nooks and crannies because sometimes they've got little building materials and stuff in them that will make your life easier as you go along. Get out of here, bees. I mean, ow, they're not dead. Those bees were especially tanky by comparison to previous bees that I have squabbled with. They were built different. And so anyways, if you're interested in a title like this, if things like Outward and things like Elix don't drive you up a wall, I think you'll be okay with this title. Just be forewarned that, like, a big chunk of the game is just going to be exploration and trying to figure out what the hell you do next. This is a really thin path to fight these guys on. I'm just going to drink a potion and try to pull them back to a place that's a little bit more wide and open. Because they're pretty slow. Can't seem to nail down that head hitbox neither. Come on, give me the head hitbox. No head hitbox to be had so far. I'm kind of like kiting them all the way down the hill right now, hoping for the best. That counted, huh? Oh, they're shooting projectiles at me, dude. I almost bought the farm right there. That was almost bad. Restarting at this point would be painful. I have opened a lot of doors and stuff, though, and I leveled up my equipment a lot, so maybe it wouldn't be that bad. I really don't want to fall off this cliff. I would prefer it not to go down like that. Yeah, I had a feeling. There we go. Finally got him. Good lord. These guys were really putting up a fight. But if you're okay with janky adventures like Elix or something like Outward, where they give you like a big world to explore. You're not given a whole lot of prompting. You just got to kind of like figure it. Oh, there's more shield guys over here too. Even better. These ones just seem to be walking into the front. They've got like a badass Marvel walk thing going on. There we go. Got to be careful on this thin thoroughfare though, because that charge goes further than you think it will. Got some solid damage off right there. There we go. Finally dropped him. Trying to store up a bunch of money so that I can withdraw it. I don't know if the interest is per run or if the game has like an internal timer, but I saw a whole bunch of resources up here that I want. So we've got bricks right there. I definitely need 8 bricks. 8 bricks would be great. We've got 5 tiles right there, which is really good too. Those towers, man. I don't know if I can deactivate them or kill them or anything. I mean, it looks like my stuff is still leveling up. It looks cooler now, too. It's got like a glow to it and whatnot. It's kind of sick. I don't know if I can beat this guy, but I'm going to try. Maybe get all the wolves out of the way first. And that's what I mean, is I've been recording this for a while now. Oh, it does indeed have a health bar. Okay. Well, that was pretty cool. I definitely enjoyed that. I want to do that more. I want to destroy more buildings with the power of my anime halberd. That was thoroughly enjoyable. But yeah, if you've got a taste for jank, you don't mind things being a little bit weird and movement feeling a little bit weird and combat performing a little bit weird and quests being a little bit weird, I'm tacking it up right now, but it's worse than it actually is because they've got a really compelling world in here that's really fun to explore that sort of makes up for those shortcomings, in my opinion. Just be forewarned that updates are few and far between for this game in early access. I think with Frigid Fjord, it took them like a year to get that out, and other than that, it was just kind of like bug fixes up until that point, and so this game is definitely a slow burner. However, after 3 or 4 hours, it seems like I've been to half the map. I've only explored like one of those maps fully, though. I haven't fully explored any of the other maps, and so... Oh, wow, we got 48 stone out of that? Dude, I gotta go back and rebuild the bank. I don't have enough bricks yet, but when I have enough bricks and wood, dude, I'm gonna rebuild that bank out there. You better believe it. But this right here is Holomento, a very interesting title that's a mishmash of a lot of ideas, from something like Outward to Risk of Rain to just a fishing game. I mean, there's all kinds of weird little influences on this title. You can tell that while they're developing it, they're just like, oh, that would be cool. Oh, that would be cool. Sure, add it, whatever. I kind of dig it, dude. It's kind of a moonshot of a game, I guess. And I tend to respect the moonshots of a game, even if they don't get everything quite right along the way. So my name is Splattercat. I sift through the pile to find what's worthwhile in the world of indie games every single day so that you don't have to. Today up on the chopping block, we were fooling around with Holomento. Tomorrow we'll be fooling around with something else. I appreciate y'all being here. Thank you for giving me the luxury of your time, and I'll catch y'all tomorrow with something hot and fresh off the indie skillet. Bye, folks.